Ben did that.
taking a little
Did you scan it first?
but I just want to say
Say, did you scan
welcome
it first?
this morning to the Diamond Factory. Want to start off by shouting out it's our
I'll be
anniversary
with you in a minute. Just
years at
don't run me.
Wakanda. If you hit star, you can mute yourself out because some things technology is just a little slow this morning. But again, I want to welcome you on the line this morning and tell you that if you're in Chicago or anywhere in the country, make sure you're tuning in all day. We will have the DJ starts at 1 o'clock and goes all the way through. We'll be having sales in the Weed Cafe. We'll actually be having the party at 6 p.m. Just a wonderful day. You can check online on the Wakanda for Life page and get the schedules for the day. I'm excited. I'm going to get out of the way and bring up our VP of Training and Development, Coach Dan. Are you out there? And do you want to take it away? Coach Dan, where are you? It's Wednesday, right, y'all? Okay, now normally when I say, Coach Sam, where are you?
And I simply say, I'm right here. I'm right where you are.
Take it away. And guys, I'm going to let him drop it like it's hot. When he finishes, there will be no Why Wakanda or training tonight because we'll all be partying, whether it's in person or virtually online. Take it away, Coach Dan.
All right. Good morning, everybody. I trust and pray that you're having a supernaturally wonderful morning thus far. I mean, how can you not have a wonderful morning when you wake up with the inspiration and motivation with yours truly, Miss Phyllis Nash? And so when you wake up with Wakanda, I'm telling you, matter of fact, let me just say it this way. When you wake up, it is a privilege to be able to wake up in the morning. And so we're all grateful for life on this morning. Well, listen, I was having conversations. You guys know that a lot of times, believe it or not, many times where I go and speak, whether it's at a church, whether it's at a corporation, whether it's doing staff development at a school, many times that I speak, a lot of times I use lessons that I've learned from watching my children, and lessons that I've learned from just growing in business and the trials and tribulations that we overcome. And today is no different. And here is something that we're going to discuss today that when I started off, you're going to say, okay, we've heard this before, but I'm going to tell you a secret. You've heard a lot of the stuff that we say before. Sometimes we just have to hear it again. Sometimes we're going to have to hear it again. And so there was this movie. One day that we were watching sometime years ago, and it was a family movie. And the movie was about a family that was going on a family reunion, and they took a road trip, and there were all kind of emotions that was built around going on this road trip. There was some that just some in the family just did not want to go. The others in the family just really wanted to make certain that they got there and they were super excited. There was others in the family that was afraid to be on the trip for a certain long time. So there was a lot of emotions on this road trip that said, but they took the journey. And as they were taking the journey and they were going and going, the question became, are we there yet? Excuse me. As a matter of fact, that was the name of the movie, I believe. Are we there yet? And they were asking this question because they was on this journey. They was going through all of the processes that they were going through to get to a destination. But the question, became, are we there yet? Because people became anxious. People became anxious in the process. People became a little disenchanted in the process. People were just ready for the process to be over with. And so the question was asked, are we there yet? This morning, I want to ask you a question. Many of you started off this journey with a range of emotions. Some of you started off with a bunch of excitement and enthusiasm. If we're honest with ourselves, there were others that started this journey with a sense of question, with a sense of wonderment, some with a sense of apprehension. I'm going to do it, but I really just don't know. Some started this journey off with fear. I'm going to do it, but I don't think I can really do it. But you said I'm going to at least try. And so in this particular case, what we have is these moments. And so, but you started. Now you're here. Question is, are you there yet? And what is this place called there? The place called there is a place whereby we have an opportunity to actually occupy the space, occupy the destination that we intended to get to when we started. There becomes a place of the fulfillment of vision. There becomes the place of the fulfillment or the accomplishments of your goals. There becomes the place for us in Wakana of freedom. There becomes the place of legacy. There becomes the place of health. There becomes the place of wealth. And my question to those of you that continue to stay on this journey with us, my question is, are you there yet? Are you at the place that you intended to be when you started out this Wakana journey? And so this is going to take a true assessment of self. Because if you're not there yet, then what we have to do is make a commitment, number one, to continue until we get there. Now, how do I relate this to my children? Well, everybody knows that my baby boy Joe, he plays basketball and he's aspiring to become a great basketball player, go to college, and as many of our young men dreams, even to go and play professionally. Well, the truth of the matter is, from my vantage point, Jay is not that good. He shows signs of greatness, of being good, but he's inconsistent at best. And by the way, for those of you that was with us when we talked about the championship, our rookie team came in first place of the international championship, and our varsity team came in third place. But as we looked at this, Jay has been trying, and my wife and I have been spending a lot of money, literally thousands of dollars, investing in training, development, or what have you. But at the end of the day, we kept having to make the adjustments because, in my opinion, Jay is just not there yet. He's not at that level where he could be and or should be. So we have to make adjustments. So he needs help with his strengthening, conditioning, getting the baby fat down, his core, right? So he has to go through this process. So we had to change trainers. We realized that group training for him is not necessarily the best because he needs somebody to spend time. So we've recently just hired a private coach that would train with him a couple of hours a week. We also realized that him playing on 4 different basketball teams and us running all around the country in an attempt to help him get there may not be the best either. So we reduced him down to 1 team. What am I saying? When you evaluate where you are and you see that you're not there yet, and there meaning a place that you desire to be, then you're going to always have to have a certain level of flexibility and fluidity in your training, in your development, in your execution, in order to continue the momentum to move forward. We also have decided, hey, Jay, we're going to put you in boxing, not for you to box, but for you to train, to get stronger, to get faster on your feet, to have balance and agility. And so what you have to do is you have to evaluate where are some of those weaknesses that you have that is hindering you from getting there. And then you have to look at what do you have in place to address those weaknesses. What is it that you really have in place to address the weaknesses that are hindering you from getting there? And then after you evaluate what you have in place to address it, you're going to realize that maybe what you have in place is insufficient. Maybe what you have in place was good for where you started, but it's no longer good for where you are. Or maybe you don't have anything in place at all. And now you got to begin to search. And so that's what we're doing. We're searching a boxing coach. We're searching out a boxing coach that can work with him. We had to search out a trainer that can train with him, whose schedules fit our schedules. A lot of times the schedules just wasn't aligning. You see what I'm saying? What I want you to understand is it's going to take work in order for you to get there. And maybe it's going to take more work than you anticipated in order to get there. But the truth is, once you're there, guess what, y'all? You are there. So you're going to have to evaluate, what is it what are some of the weaknesses that I have that's hindering me from getting there? The next thing that you're going to have to do after you make the evaluation of what you need is based on what I was just saying. You got to go find it. You have to go after it. You got to look amongst the ranks of the people that you are working with. Some of them may not be in your downline. Some of them may not be in your upline. Some of them may not even be in Wakana. It just depends on what it is that you're looking for, that you need to fulfill in order to accomplish what you desire to accomplish and get where you're trying to go. What I'm suggesting to you today, brothers and sisters of Wakana, is simply this. I am suggesting that you are responsible for, at the end of the day, you are responsible for where you are. And you are responsible for getting where you desire to go. And taking ownership of responsibility means, when you deal with responsibility, it means the appropriate response. What is the appropriate response for where you are? And it's in that evaluation that's going to help you to begin to say, okay, this is what I need to do. Like we have a Frida McDuffie. And I know some of you may say, y'all talk about her all the time. Yes, we do. Why? Because whenever you see records being broken, whenever you see rising stars, it gains the attention of the news cycle. And so we're talking about Frida because she is a picture, watch this, of possibilities. She is a picture of saying that what we're teaching you guys actually will work if you work what we're actually teaching you guys. So yes, I will utilize her as an example. But watch this. Now, Frida McDuffie is doing well. She's a customer. She goes out and gets those customers. Now, how about if she evaluates and looks at where she is, and I pray that she doesn't mind me utilizing her as an example without her permission. If so, I repent now. But here's the deal. After she evaluates and look at where she is, and even though she has achieved a lot, and she since in a very short period of time, the question she has to ask herself is, am I there yet? Have I reached that goal yet? Have I accomplished what I was seeking out to accomplish yet? And if the answer is no, then we have to look at it and say, okay, I know I'm good at gathering customers. What can take me over the edge? What can take me over the top? Well, guess what? It's developing business builders. It's now developing business builders. So then now she looks at her strategy for bringing business partners into the business and helping people open up their own dispensaries. That becomes her next aim. While she continues to maintain what she's done, she begins a different type of work in Wakana in order to help facilitate where she's trying to go. And this is the level, it's a business. And this is how you evaluate and assess your business to assure that you're going to get to where you're trying to get to. This week, I have to terminate 1, 2, maybe 3 people. The reason I got to terminate them because I got to hire some other people. And the reason I got to hire some other people is because where the people that I got was good to get me started, but they're not good enough to get me to where I'm trying to go. And so, and the budget can't handle everybody. That's a tough decision. And that's one of the things I want to share with you as I get ready to close, is that this process that we're on is not an easy process. It's going to require tough decisions. What kind of tough decisions is it going to require? Well, it's going to require, you may have to sacrifice some other stuff that's occupying the time that you need to invest in building your business. It's especially for those of you that are seeking to be healthier. One thing about Josiah right now, he's on his own different type of flat belly lifestyle. He's on protein and he's on vegetables, no carbs. Why? Because he wants to transform his body. So yesterday he says, Dad, may I have Panda Express? I said, sure, as long as you're going to get the vegetables and as long as you're going to get something like the chicken that's not fried. And he became disappointed because he wanted orange chicken or walnut shrimp. Well, you can't have that. Why? Because you're not there yet. And these are the things that you're going to have to, adjustments that you're going to have to make in order to get to where you're going. But here's the thing about that movie. No matter how much hell they caught while they were on this journey, the truth of the matter is they kept going. There were many opportunities that they probably could have turned around. They probably could have stopped, but they didn't stop. They endured the hardship through the process of getting to where they was trying to go. And when they actually finally got there, it appears that everybody, if I'm remembering this movie correctly, did all right. And they were glad that they were there. Listen, it's not a matter of if you're going to get there. It's a matter of when. And the only way you won't is if you decide to stop and turn around and go into a different direction. Hey, I hope this was helpful for you today. That's it. That's all. Today is 420. It's going to be a party. It's going to be a celebration, whether online or at the dispensary. I want you guys to have a supernaturally wonderful kind of day. And until next time, as always, hey, prosper.